phases have always said you need to be avoiding crowds and staying home as much as you can, minimize contact. And I'm not going to arrest a senior if they leave their home, but that's the guidance, because I think that that's the smart thing to do. And by and large, they've done it. As the positivity has gone, much higher for the younger people, seniors have been pretty steady. I think it may have gone up a little lately with the testing, but I mean, by and large. So we want to continue to just stress that. And if you look at the data in Florida, I think we have more corona-related fatalities age 90 and above than we've seen 65 and below. So you see the risk in the long-term care facilities, other folks who are in that age group, and then I would say probably below 50, almost all of them have either been significant underlying condition. You do have some who clearly died for other causes, but they're swabbing people now, so sometimes you'll be asymptomatic with that. So just understanding the risk, understanding who needs protection, I think is very, very important. But there's a lot of factors. The good news, if you could say, with this being in the news more now, is I do think people are going to be more conscious of it when they're going out and interacting during 4th of July in the way they may not have been for Memorial Day. And so if everyone is, enjoying life but doing it responsibly, we're going to be fine. We'll get that positivity rate down. Remember, when we went to phase 1, we increased the testing capacity in this state way beyond what we had in March and April. And the reason is we wanted to continue to test. We wanted to see if there are outbreaks. I said you're going to have more cases just because it's an asymptomatic illness for a lot of younger people. But we'd rather be back at that 4% where we were for really months and months and not be in the 15%. And so that's really what we're looking at. And it's been pretty consistently 10 to 15% for probably the last 10 days now. So the number of cases, is less important to me than whether we're having a lower percentage, because I think that's an indication that if it's lower, it's not circulating through the community, as rapidly as it is when you get into 10 and 15. Now, put that in perspective, and I think Dr. Birx could underscore, I mean, there were some parts of the country that were testing probably at 50 or 60%, when it was really at the high point in some of those communities. And so, this is something that we're obviously concerned about. We want to be able to get it back down, but, we're in a much better position to be able to deal with that than some of the other states who had the real serious spikes and, quite frankly, just didn't have all the great resources, that we've now been able to build up over these many months. So.
Is the convention still coming to Jacksonville?
How about one more?
The convention, is it coming to Jacksonville still? What are your thoughts at this point?
Let me go over here to this for this question.
Thank you. My question was actually about the RNC, because
Sure.
we've been seeing this uptick in cases over the last couple of weeks. It started at 4,000, now it's about 5,000 a day. Overnight it was 10,000. Would you recommend that anyone who is older or maybe has a pre-existing underlying condition that they not attend the Republican National Convention? Would you yourself feel comfortable if the numbers right now are like that in a month and a half?
Let me say we're excited about coming to Jacksonville. I was in a meeting not long ago when I heard about some very sophisticated plans to make sure it's a safe and healthy environment. But our job right now is to do everything in our power to support the efforts of your governor and the people of Florida to bring these numbers down. And we believe we can. And it is July the 2nd, a few days before the 4th of July. We have, we believe, an opportunity in front of us now, beginning right now, for every one of us to take personal responsibility for the role that we're playing here. No one wants to see these numbers where they are, or no one wants to see them go up. We really do believe that because we are in such a better place today with regard to massive amounts of testing, and we're going to be working with your governor to use that pooling methodology that you just heard described at this podium to work with your healthcare system here to even expand testing beyond that. We're going to make sure, while PPE is strong right now and your ventilator supply is strong, we're going to make sure that the people of Florida can rest easy, healthcare workers can rest easy, they know they can have it. We're going to continue to distribute therapeutics and do our part. But for each and every one of us, it's important we remember we're all in this together. And the way that we slowed the spread and flattened the curve in other parts of the country was by people taking ownership for their own behavior, by protecting the most vulnerable among them, and by practicing those common sense, personal hygiene, social distancing methods that we first outlined in 45 days to slow the spread. As I said, we really believe, and I know your governor does too, and I can assure you your president does, we don't have to choose between good health and a strong economy. I mean, the American people know America works when America is working. And the numbers today suggest that America is going back to work. And we're very confident that if people will heed the guidance of state and local officials, if we'll take personal responsibility to see to our own social distancing and protect the vulnerable among us, that we'll do what other parts of the country have done. We'll flatten the curve. We'll slow the spread. We'll save lives along the way, and we'll make it possible for great events to happen here in Florida, not just the RNC, but make it possible for Florida to once again be that great destination for so many Americans who love to come and enjoy the Sunshine State and all the great attractions and all the great beaches here. But our job right now is to make sure your governor and the people of Florida know that at President Trump's direction, we're going to make sure you have what you need, when you need it, and then some. We're going to make sure that Florida has the resources, the medicines, the testing, and the supplies to meet this moment. And with the cooperation of the people of Florida, and with God's help, we'll get through this. And we'll get through this together. Thank you all very much.